What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. Leave a comment. Anybody leave a comment? Leave a comment. Comment. Anyway, we're working on the 55, and what we are doing today is getting rid of, I don't know if it's a 400 in there or a turbo 350, but we're sticking the 700 R4 that I took out of that Corvette a while back. Probably coming up to a year now I did that. Yeah, it's been a while. So I want to get a little bit extra gas mileage out of this thing, because eventually we're going to start cruising it further and further. Right now it probably gets about, I don't know, 12 miles a gallon, 14 if we're lucky. So I'm going to try to bump that up a little bit. So already put the kit in there. Didn't put on video, but I put it in. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But what we're going to do now is put this up in the air and rip this transmission out. So follow along. You can see the 55 Chevy likes to poke holes in my garage. So when I'm not paying attention, it goes through. And I stopped just in time. If not, I would have stuck a new one in there. But not today, Satan, not today. All right, guys, so it is a turbo 350. The only thing we're not going to have is a speedometer, because the Corvette one is electronic, and this one's cable driven. So I'm going to have to figure that out and convert the 700R4 to cable. Yeah, so that should be fun, right? So we got a little bit of oil leak still, and we'll take a look at that once we get this sucker undone. So with that said, guess I'll have to disconnect the battery first. So I'll drop it back down and disconnect the battery, because we gotta take that starter out. Maybe I'll do the dry shaft first while it's up here, then disconnect the battery. That's what I'll do. Okay, so now what we're gonna do first is bust these loose. Just like that. You gotta go the right way first. Wrong way ain't gonna get it done. Right way will. So I corrected myself and decided to go the right way. So I know these aren't gonna be hard, because this dry shaft and U-joints and everything are brand new. Just over a year old. April, May, June, July. A year and 3 months basically. So we plan on doing power tour, hopefully in 2025. We're hoping to do power tour, so I'll need some highway gears in it. Get all the bugs worked out of it in the meantime. And then the next step, AC. Definitely got to have AC in this thing. So that will be another video, probably coming next spring, right before power tour. So that would be good. Yeah, get AC right before power tour, so you get all the problems. That seems about right. So but next thing we're going to do is move this so I can break them loose. So let me go ahead and get to work, and we'll disconnect the battery next. Connect the Crossmember so I can tilt the transmission down a little bit. I'll get my little jack, and then I can slide the dry shaft out. Forgot what it was called. One of those senior moments I'm having. So we can disconnect that vacuum line right there. We ain't gonna need that. And yeah, so it is what it is. It's stuck up there. So take Crossmember down, get that down. I'm gonna go grab my jack stand real quick. So when I put the motor mount kit in, it moved it up 3/4 of an inch forward. So I told the guys at the dry shaft shop, I said, make it 3/4 of an inch longer. Well, I don't know who was wrong. I'm not blaming them, and I'm not blaming me. I'm just going by what the company said that moves their engine forward 3/4 of an inch. So, but it went in with no trouble. It just don't want to come out. So, got that holding up right there. And I already lost my bare needles all over the floor. So, I'm just going to buy they're brand new. They probably have about 300 miles on them. Yeah, maybe about 1,000. So, I'm going to buy another U-joint and take the caps off and swap the cap. So, that's all I got to do. So, let me go ahead and take these, this crossmember off with these bolts, and we'll get moving. And hopefully soon we'll have a nice little cruiser after that. All right, guys, so I got the dry shaft is out, cross member is out. I have the transmission held up with the jack. Warm soda, gotta love it. So now I gotta go into my container and grab my transmission jack. So I can slide that under there and then start taking the bolts off. Well, gotta take the starter off first. So that's all disconnected. Starter will come out, cover will come off. So we'll get all that stuff done. Well, got the AC on, blowing cold air with the garage door open, so I'm trying to cool the environment by running my AC and leaving my doors open. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood. So let me go in and grab my jack, and I will be right back. Torque converter cover off. Then we're going to disconnect the lines. The starter is already out. I'm hoping I don't have to drop the exhaust. Maybe just one. I can just hang it. I can probably pull them off to the side if I have to. But I do have the band clamps, or the V-band clamps I should say. So that will help out. But yeah, other than that, I think we might be good to go. After I get all 20 bolts out from the top. But let me go ahead and get this cover off real quick and get back to work. All right, guys, yeah, nothing's wrong. Nope. So I decided before anything else, I got the cover off, the torque converter cover. I'm going to disconnect the torque converter bolts because I'm going to do it now, because if I don't, I'm going to forget and I'm going to be pissed. So with that said, let me go ahead and take those torque converter bolts off. Yay. It's in neutral already. All right, guys, so torque converter bolts are out. So now we are going to go and take the 3000 transmission bolts out. Gotta find them. I don't know where they're at. I can see two, but it's gonna be fun. I hope I don't have to go up under the hood to get them top ones. So we'll see what happens. We'll start with the bottom ones and work our way up and around. So let's get cracking. All right, guys, so I had to disconnect the exhaust. That was first. Then I did forget to disconnect the kickdown cable. I just did that. I had to go get a ladder and do that. Ladder is right there. So I have, I think, 2 bolts left. 2 bolts left, and it's ready to come out. I do have the chain around. I put a Ziploc bag in there because I was getting a shower. And I got the chain around it. If I need my ratchet strap, I'll put that on so I go down really, really slow. I did drop one transmission once. It was a junk one anyway, so wasn't really worried about it. That was my first time doing it, so after that, kind of learn. That's why I got the ratchet strap ready. And I actually dropped it while I was pushing it. And I kind of hit like a rock or a washer or something that was laying on the ground, and it went boop, tipped on over. So anyway, let me go and get that bolt done right there, and then that one just north of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get those 2 done, and then we gonna wiggle this some bitch out of here. Be right back. All right, guys, so this puppy is ready to come out, and let's just rock it a little bit and put my coil on. Fucking dipstick tube. Great. I gotta break out the ladder here. Oh, wait. I can probably reach that bolt. And I can pop the, what do you call it? Dipstick tube out of the trans. Oh, my tippy toes. I'm struggling. Trying to unscrew. There we go. Oh, I thought my arm was stuck for a second. All right, so all the bolts are out. That was out. And now, actually, I don't know. There's a vacuum line. TV cable, whatever you want to call the kickdown cable. That's right there. Everything else is down. All right, so I think, oh, frig, fudge, boom, boom, boom. I knew I was gonna forget something. Can you guess what I did? Yeah, I ain't got no mess on the floor, so that should be a hint. The lines, the tranny lines. Yeah, so let me go play with the tranny lines. I'll be back. All right, guys, it never fails. I forget something once in a while. Yep. So, it just happened to be these lines. So, that ought to be fun. Oh, like, why isn't this thing moving anymore? It moved like an inch. Now my wrench is stuck, and it just stopped. Yeah, it moved an inch and stopped. So I'm thinking this is going to drip all over the place too. But you know, I'll get my pig mats and throw them down. And it sucks because I can only get like little turns at a time, when probably before I could have got a full turn. But anyway. All right, guys, the lines are now disconnected. Not that much training float came out of them. Whoa, it went a little top heavy on me. So let me rock this puppy back, because it kind of flung forward. I don't need that torque converter to go flying off, because I think that might be a stall speed. Oh. I think I could know. Okay, and it looks like the dipstick tube is coming. There we go. Just taking it easy. Take it easy. Slow ride. Take it easy. Then I gotta break out the engine hoist, and that's around somewhere. It's over there. Pick this up, put it down, put the 700R4 up on here. Boom. And just like that, guys, this is out of there. All right, guys, so transmission is completely out and on the movable cart right there. Batter up. That one's next, but not so fast. I'll show you what I gotta do. Gotta do some magic. Yeah, because I don't really feel like, oh wait, I could drop these. I could drop the exhaust down. I'll just unbolt it. It should nosedive down. Show you what I gotta do. I gotta cut these welds off for the old brackets. Smooth the surface out. Then my nice freshly powder coated brackets, they go not in that location. They're probably going to go in this location, but it's got to come down a hair. So that's in the way. Then it's got like self-tapping bolts, but I think I'm going to scuff the edges and put a bead on it after I make sure I know where I have it. So that's what I have next. And I thought I had a rear main seal leak, but it's actually the oil pressure sensor. That there, that pipe bomb. Yeah, so that's what's leaking. So let's see. Let me drop this exhaust down, get my ratchet strap up so I can not have it hang, so I can start cutting these welds off. So I'll be right back. Well, guys, it's one of those days. All right, so I went through the 700R4 tranny swap as you've been watching. Well, if you remember, if you've watched any of my other videos, the transmission was out of an 87 Corvette. So apparently those transmissions are different than 700R4s. You don't have the standard mounting points. You know, like basically the rubber mount doesn't exist. They got that arm that pulls the friggin' transmission up. So with that said, I was looking around. I really don't feel like spending money because I already put the the conversion kit in this and everything else. So it appears that everything is going to line up correctly. Because I got the Crossmember for the 55 Chevy Bel Air with the, what do you call it? Bloop, bloop, bloop. With the 700R4 swap. So I got the tubular Crossmember and the brackets to go in the frame and all that crap. So you have to drill them in anyway. So I'm like, well, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to readjust it. So let me show you what I'm doing. So there you have it. Right now, all the weight's leaning on this here, but I'm going to put a bracket here. So I'm going to readjust that. So it's going to be a little slightly different. If need be, if I have to shave that down, I can literally shave that down. So this is actually, let me swing this around for you. All right. So I got a bolt that goes through here, 6 inches long. I'm going to drill a hole into this trans mount. So, because it just misses it. So I'm going to put a hole in there, probably about like 1/8 of an inch over towards the center. So that way I can drop the bolt in, bolt that up. All right, sorry about that. And then, I don't know what I did with it. It's around somewhere. I just made an L bracket to bolt to this. So, but by looking at that, it looks like I am going to probably shave that down just to make it level. But I'm gonna check everything out first before I do that. I'm not gonna jump the gun. I mean, it looks like it's leaning. So, but once I get the others situated, I can adjust it so I'm not worried about it. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll take this off, I'll put a straight angle over this, and then when I go to do everything, I can drop the angle piece down. Let me go find that real quick. All right, here it is. So I got this, I made this out of angle iron. I just cut it and shaped it a little bit. So, as I'm saying, boom, I can put it up there. So, but what I'll do is I'll take this mount off, the cross member off, and then I'll put a straight edge underneath to get it level. I already put my little hole there, so I'm gonna drill my hole, but then I can level it to go up and down. So that's what I'll do. So I'll have a mounting point here, and then I'll have the big screw that goes through right there. I guess you could say that would be problem solved. I don't know, maybe I'd leave it like that. Who knows? Who the hell knows at this point, guys? Because I don't even know. So I just don't want to lean into one side because all the weight's on that now. So, but let me go drill this out and figure it out. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, got the cross member out. I actually drilled my holes. You can't see. I gotta paint that stuff black. There's my holes here, and there's my holes there. So now I can start screwing them in, bolting them in. I do got to take the transmission back out because I never put the torque converter in. The reason I didn't was because I knew I had to mock up the cross member, transmount member, whatever you want to call it, transmount. So, and I'm in the process of painting right there on the little jack, the bracket there. So I'm waiting for that primer to dry, then I'm going to put some black paint on it, and in the meantime we're going to bolt these suckers in. I don't have much room. I'm already smashing my head on this crap here, so sorry about that, guys. Yeah, so let me get this going. All right, guys, so now I got the torque converter in. I got my brackets all mounted up on both sides, and now I am putting the transmission in. I slammed my finger. It's probably gonna be black and blue. It's gonna be this one. I slammed it while I was putting the torque converter in. It was underneath, and yeah, I got that final click. Yeah, and I actually got an extra click when it smashed into my finger. So with that said, I'm gonna, what can I do with my magnetic thingy? Anyway, I gotta find something so I can, I don't know what I did with it. Yeah. All right, guys, so I started putting the transmission in and I forgot my TV cable. So I got it all hooked up now. Yep, so that's that. And now I am going to spin the transmission around and put this puppy in. All right, guys, so the transmission is in. I got my little bracket hooked up, bolted down. I got the bolt going through. And I drilled a spot for it right there. You really can't see, but it's there. I just have to tighten up the brackets. I have to put the exhaust on, or just V-band. Then I had to monkey dick with the shifting link reach. Put the starter in and tighten up the torque converter bolts and put the shield on. I put the, left my flashlight up there. That's always good. I put the coolant lines in, training coolant lines, so that's good. What else do I got left? Oh, and then after the 4th of July weekend, I will take the dry shaft to get shortened. So, and that's right there. So, but yep. And then I got to order the speedometer conversion so that I can take everything apart again, because that's always fun, just to convert the speedometer. So, but hopefully this works. Hopefully it works out. I'm hoping it works out. You know, because I kind of bad-eyed this stuff here, you know, because Pat's got good eyes, right? And yeah, I'm hoping it worked out good. So it looks straight. Now it's crooked. Now it's straight. But, all right, well, I will see you guys after the weekend, and I will finish buttoning everything else up in here. So, all right, guys, have a good 4th. All right, guys, so we're back at it on the Bel Air after the holiday. 4th of July, it's that Monday. So I got the exhaust buttoned up, got the starter back in. What else did I do? I hooked up the shifter linkage. It's got to be adjusted. And I just got done installing the bracket. Here, I'll show you. So I got the bracket here installed. I got to take this off, and here's my gas pedal rod there. I got to figure out how to get that to work. I might have to swap it over to a cable, so we'll figure that out. Here's the TV cable coming up. There's a bracket that goes on here, probably over here. Got to get that. I think I might have to take this back off because this has to come out, and there's a adapter piece that comes on here for the throttle and the TV cable. So it gives it the right geometry and all that stuff. So let me get my little screwdriver and shit and pop that off, and we'll get this thing hooked up. Yeah, it's getting there, little by little. But what else did I do? I think that's it. So I still got to hook up the wiring to 12 volts in the ground and all that crap to the brake pedal. I got a solenoid somewhere up here. Here's the other little kit that I have to finish wiring up. So it's gonna be a little bit. And these are the directions I'm going through. These are the brackets. It looks like we're gonna need this one. That's gonna go on there. And I tried to look at some videos online. I can't find anything with this kit. So, but this is all the stuff they have. But they just put a throttle body on there, but it is for a carburetor. See? For Edelbrook carb. So, but, all right, and here's that adapter piece here. I gotta cut this open and pop that on there. So, I'll be right back. All right, guys, so taking this off and on a million times. So first problem I am running into is this TV cable in this bracket. Don't know which one's wrong, but let me show you. That's the tab right there. See that? Then the tab right here where my thumb is. That there is supposed to lock into that piece of metal. As you see, I either have to shave that tab or shave the metal. Let me put this down real quick. Just bear with me, I just gotta line this up. It would snap in, but it don't. See? It pulls away. And I squeezed it and squeezed it and squeezed it, and whoopsie, just don't want to snap in there. So as you can see, it's in there, and what I want to do is I want to get a small, real thin screwdriver and see if I can just pry that up on both of them tabs. Let's see if that happens. But I've been dicking with it for about 15 minutes now. So I adjusted it all the way out. So once I get it locked in there, I'll adjust everything back in where it should go. The other issue I'm running into, because once you do something that doesn't, it's hot rodding. Okay, it's just typical hot rodded 101. I gotta redo my gas pedal. I don't know if I can use that rod system still. I don't know if I can cut this like right about here. I won't know any of that until I get this all done, locked in, ready to go. I did put this on there, that stud. It comes with a bolt or a stud. I put that stud in there because I didn't know if I was going to use a throttle cable, if I had to make something up for that, But I'm like, I start looking at the rod, and I'm like, I think I might be able to get it to work. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll find out. But my main thing is right now is to get this damn thing locked in. So, with that said, that's what I'm shooting for right now. I still have to get the torque converter bolted up. I'm waiting for the dry shaft shop to call me back. The guy's been out to lunch, stuck in traffic, yada, yada, yada. So, this is where I'm at. All right, let me get that locked in there, and I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, so what I decided to do, I didn't want to cut the metal. I figured the molded plastic was always the one that was getting screwed up. So I went and raided my wife's nail files, and I put it in there and just filed it like that. Took me about 20 minutes, but I got it. So now it's locked in there pretty good. Not moving, no play. We good. So now I can bolt this sucker on there. The throttle, I'm worrying about that last because I want to make sure I get this adjusted correctly before I do anything else. I got to tighten that back up, shove this sheath back down into the other sheath with the cable, and go from there. So give me a second. Let me put this back together real quick. And there's the dry shaft. And the seat won't go up because it's wedged now. Great. All right, well. All right, so I went and picked up the dry shaft today. It's a 24-hour turnaround. So not too bad, guys, not too bad. So that's in, that's tight. Everything looking good. Well, we're gonna go ahead and put the dipstick in and fill this up with some fluids. And we're gonna go from there. Yep, so let's get moving. All right, guys, so FedEx came late yesterday when I was closing up. And got the torque converter bolts. We were gonna put the torque converter bolts in it. And yeah, that should be all right. Should be all right. So let's get them done. Then I gotta get the dipstick going. I took the bracket off the dipstick so I can get that. What else I gotta do? I still gotta get a bolt for or a nut. I got the bolt. I gotta get a nut for the Crossmember. So I got 3 of them all tightened up. I just need 1 more. And then after I get the dipstick done, I got the tranny fluid to put in there. And then I gotta wire it up to the brake pedal. So we gotta get the 12 volts going, the ground going, and wire it all up to the brake pedal going. And test drive. So let's put the bolts in. All right, guys, so I got the marks where I want to weld the new tab onto. They're the old ones. These are new ones. So it's going to go in the transmission like that. And I'm going to weld the bracket onto that. And I'm just going to put a little tack there and a little tack there, just so in case it seeps through, because I went a little far with my drill. So just for extra precaution. And then I'll just put the 3 little spot welds on here. Easy peasy, right? So they say. All right, let me get that done, and let's get this thing painted and put back up in there. Okay, guys, so this is the dipstick tube. It's where I welded it. So that's in there. We're gonna pop this in. And then next we are going to tackle the external harness and wire that to the tranny and plug it in. So I gotta drop this transmission down, or I gotta drop the car down a little. Why did I put it up that so high? I don't know. All right, guys, so I got that in there. Everything lines up pretty good. Really can't see here. But I do, once I get it bolted down, I just gotta pull it towards the front of the car just to clear. Bug busted through my mouth. Anyway, I gotta pull it forward just to clear a little bit of the firewall. That's about it. So, really can't see here. But, okay, I'll show you from up top. All right, guys, so you can see now it is all clear. That's all the room you need. So now we're gonna put some fluid in there. I think it takes like 12 quarts, but the torque converter's got fluid in there. So we're going to pop some in there. We're gonna do a whole 5 quarts and then half of the other ones, and then we're gonna test it. I'm not going to test it until after I get it wired up. So I'm also in the process of doing that. Because I'm hooking mine up to my brake switch. This is the brake switch that's in the 55 now. It's a 2-prong. I'm not going to be able to use that. I got this out of the Fiero. One of the Fieros over there. But this is too big. I can't get this into the spot where it needs to go. As you can see, the difference now in size. So, with that said, I think I got one for the Camaro in the container. I had to go in there and look real quick. But we're going to dump some fluid into the transmission right now so I can get that checked off. And we're moving along. Alright guys, so I got it from the 81 Camaro, my Camaro. That one, the ignition, not ignition switch, jeez. The brake switch, right there, I got that. It's a 4-post brake switch. So brakes go on here, it's on now. When that's in, brakes are off, you hit the brake pedal, it goes on. And while this is going to be constant hot, and when you actually, so it's constant hot, so when you hit the brakes, it goes out, it disconnects it, and it unlocks the converter. So I just had to go out and buy these 90-degree plugs, connectors, because it's hitting up in here when the straight one, and I don't want to short it out. And these will help out tremendously. So now I have to find an accessory 12 volts. That's what I am going to do now. So hang tight and I'll be right back. Well guys, it's all bolted up. It's all wired up. The only thing I got left to do is put the air cleaner back on. And something else. Check this out. Let me get my flashlight here. I almost got sprayed in the face. I'll give you a hint. I accidentally left the ignition on, and when I was playing around, something happened. Take a look. So the coil decided to swell up and explode and sprayed shit, oil, whatever the hell it is, all over. So I still have some down in there. I threw water on it and it started sizzling. So that literally was a flamethrower because it was hot as shit. Now I dropped my light. So I had to go to the local auto parts store and grab what they had in stock, and they had a Excel. So it's universal. It should work as long as it doesn't explode. So with that said, I'm gonna go ahead and take that off now and put the new one on. I don't want to soak up some of that oil and water that I threw at it. So I checked everything. I have clearance all the way around. I have nothing in the way, because I had moved the training lines and all that stuff. That's tight. I'm actually going to redo these transmission lines because they're a little shorter, because I put the radiator in, it kind of screwed things up. And now the transmission, I guess might have screwed it up a little bit too. But let me go ahead and take that old 30-year-old coil off. Maybe 33-year-old. Yeah, somewhere around there. But let me go ahead and take that off. Alright, so if you want to get a better look at what happened, yep, it just boiled up and all over the place. Yeah, good times. Flamethrower should be renamed oil thrower, hot oil thrower. Well, I guess flamethrower is just as good. So it's probably the age of the coil and stuff like that. And you're not supposed to leave your ignition on for about 20 minutes. And that's what happens. And here we are with the new one. So let me go ahead and pop that in and get this thing running, because I want to drive it today. It's a Sunday, so it's a Sunday driver now. About that time, guys. Let's take it on a road test. See what we got here. Bump, 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 bump. Gotta find the keys. Alright. Gotta prime the pump. The gas pedal's a little stiffer. That's a good thing. There we go. Hasn't ran in about a week. So, let this thing warm up for a second. We got gears. Ooh, we got reverse. Got neutral. And we got drive. Alright. Let me put this down because I got to back out of the garage, guys. Alright, guys. I'm not going to lie. I already road tested it. Make sure I actually forgot to film it. But I did have an issue. It was stuck in first gear. So the governor was kind of jacked up. But then after I stopped, it restarted itself, so all is good. But yeah, let's go for a ride. Speedometer don't work because I gotta get the converter because it's got the electric speedometer from the Corvette on there. So as soon as I get room to go out, it's shifting basically on point. Third gear takes about 5 miles an hour longer, so I don't know if you can hear it. Second. What's up? Alright guys, so that's going to end it for this video. I hope you like it. It was fun. It was different. Making things work and stuff like that. It's the actual Corvette transmission, and it doesn't have that regular mounting bracket. I had to make my mounting bracket, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. Transmission sat for years, so I changed the filter and it's got all new fluid. But like I said, I did have that moment where it was literally stuck in first gear, which is the governor on these things. Governors go bad. It was probably sticky, probably maybe dirt in there or something like that. And then I stopped and again, I was like, what the hell's going on? And I started going again and it was fine. So, but yeah, so I'm gonna go grab the wife now, let her take it for a cruise and see what she thinks. It is so much better than the 350, because in the 350 you let off the gas, it's like nose diving and stuff. It's like you're hitting the brakes and you're not. Now you just cruise along. It's pretty sweet. So if you liked the video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. More videos are coming out. I do have one coming out on I forget whoops, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. I feel required. I got one coming out soon. I think the Fiero. Yeah, Fiero should be having one coming out too after this one. So, all right, guys. See you on the next video.